it's Katie Crysdale here from Lakeview Aquatic Consultants. I just wanted to hop on here briefly and talk about Happy Pools Day, which was an initiative in St. Paul, Minnesota earlier this week on April 1st instead of April Fool's Day, announcing the creation of 500 free swimming lessons for children in the St. Paul, Minnesota community. So this is a wonderful initiative that was spearheaded by Abby's Hope with the municipality of St. Paul. Over the last few years, they've worked really, really hard to increase access to swimming lessons and lifeguard training. They provide free lifeguard training. In 2023, they provided the funding for 250 youth to become lifeguards. Over the last few years, they've worked to gradually reduce the cost for swimming lessons to families in need in the St. Paul Minnesota area. So initially a few years ago, starting with a 10% reduction, 20% reduction to the cost. And then finally in 2024, announcing with a partnership with the mayor that they would be covering 500 free swim lessons to the community. Unfortunately, this backfired, and then there's been a lot of negative PR on the internet. There's been trolls saying that this was some sort of media hype, that this was not a genuine effort. And it's really discouraging to see people not realizing that drowning is still a leading cause of death in children under the age of 8. And yes, it may not be the quote unquote government's responsibility to teach children how to swim, but learning how to swim in a place like Minnesota with 10,000 lakes, with an outdoor water culture, with popular recreation opportunities on the lakes, on the rivers, not every parent knows how to swim. And so it's really discouraging to see this feedback that they received this week when they were trying to do something really important for the community, and people were angry that they weren't able to grab a spot online in the first hour that those lessons became available. Now, the community, the municipality has stepped up and they're offering another free 500 spots for swim lessons this summer in 2024. Those can be registered for in person, so providing more access to those people, those families who may not have a computer in their household, who may not have internet in the home, low income or immigrant families who may not have the opportunity to access these lessons otherwise if it requires online registration. But just a really good news story that was unfortunately flipped on its head unnecessarily. People don't realize that drowning is still a leading cause of death. We are all working towards a Canada and America free from drowning. We are doing what we can, but the demand that is pent up from COVID, not having enough pool space, not having enough swim instructors, not having enough lifeguards, does make it really challenging to be able to meet the needs of everybody in a community. So I would encourage you the next time you see something like this happen where the website goes down or there's lengthy wait lists for a program or a service to really consider the heart and an intent behind offering something like this, because I know it's really discouraging for those people who are looking to try and provide this much needed service to then get slammed for not doing it enough or not having enough spaces. So that's all I really had to say. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for listening to my rant. Let me know if you agree in the comments box below. Have you experienced anything like this at your community pool where there were lengthy wait lists or you weren't able to register your child? What do you think we can do about this? How can we increase access to swimming lessons? How can we increase spaces in our community when we don't necessarily have the pool space or the staff?